Hi guys, this is Allyson Lewis with the 7-Minute Life. I'm a time management expert and I'm really glad you're here today. We have a lot of questions about people's to-do list, and in this class we're going to talk about how you can get rid of your dreaded to-do list. And I don't mean that to be silly. To-do lists are actually quite painful and it's just really awful. I think that what they make us do is they make us feel overwhelmed. And when I'm talking about overwhelmed, I'm not just talking about a little overwhelmed. I'm talking about really overwhelmed. When was the last time that you ended your day with the same to-do list that you started? You had hopped in your car in the morning, fastened your seatbelt, driven to work, and all of a sudden when you got to work, there was nothing but fire drills. And at the end of the day, you got back in your car, you fastened your seatbelt, and you were still holding in your hand the same to-do list that you had left with that morning. That's what I mean when I say overwhelmed. Well, why do I do all this stuff? Why am I focusing on time management, focusing on increasing productivity in my own life? I'm 56 years old as you watch this. I'm a middle-aged woman. I have had a 30-year career in the financial services industry, and now I'm focusing full-time on helping people just like us re-engage with life and have more time to do things that matter. I'm the mom of college-age kids, and I know what it's like to feel this overwhelming sense of sadness and loss because we can't seem to get everything done. It doesn't just stop there. It continues on with that chaos that goes on and on and on. All those things running through your head and trying to get fixed. I'd like to tell you what we're not going to cover today. This isn't just some kind of self-help time management thing where we're going to talk about time management cliches like, oh, just work smarter, not harder, or get more time out of less. And I love this one, how to find 3 more hours in every day. That is not what we're going to be talking about. Today, and today only, and the only topic we're going to be talking about is your to-do list. This to-do list that grows bigger and bigger and bigger every day. How can you deal with it? It's more than just a problem. It's one of those things that makes you feel stuck. If you ever had your feet stuck in the mud or a car or a truck stuck, it's one of the most frustrating things that can happen. When my car got stuck in the mud, I couldn't go forward, I couldn't go backwards, and I certainly couldn't get out of the problem by myself. I had to call friends and have them help me, and I felt stranded. This feeling of stuck is just what it makes you feel like when you're dealing with a to-do list that never ends. It gets worse than that. We hate it. We hate that to-do list because we know the next morning we're going to fasten our seatbelt, hop in the car, and have the same thing happen over and over and over again, that we're going to not only not get the things on our to-do list done, but every day that passes, more things are going to be added to that to-do list. And what ends up happening is that we don't just hate the to-do list. We hate the fact that we're not organized, that we somehow don't feel like we're capable of, and it becomes this emotional burden of hating ourselves. That's why all of this is so important, is that we never feel like we measure up when that to-do list grows and grows. I think that's why the to-do list is so painful, is it's not just that we're not getting things done, it's about how it makes us feel internally. So what's the solution? How can you begin to work on that to-do list? Well, I want to share some ideas that a to-do is something you can do in 20 minutes or less. A to-do list is something that you can actually do. But a project is something that's going to take more than 20 minutes. So let me say that again. An action, what we call micro actions, take less than 20 minutes. And a project is something that takes more than 20 minutes. So there we go. A project takes more than 20 minutes. And we want to help you get down to micro actions that take less than 20 minutes. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. This would be a standard to-do list for someone on a weekend, maybe during the week, but this is something that I created that's a to-do list for a weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. And I want to ask you, out of these things, is there anything on here that you can actually do? People come in with a to-do list and their intention is to do them. But what about that? If a project is truly something you have to be able to do, or that's something that you can only do in greater than 20 minutes, and an action is something you can do in less than 20 minutes, your to-do list should be made up of actions. But this is what we see almost all the time. When I'm coaching someone or dealing with a team, I find that at work and at home, they only have projects on their to-do list. So can you go and pick up the groceries? Can you do this in less than 20 minutes? The answer is no. Even if we only need one thing, we put go get groceries on our to-do list, but it's actually a project. We have to hop in the car, park, go in the grocery store, find what we need, check out, get back in the car and take it home. It never takes 20 minutes. Can you even mail a package in less than 20 minutes? No. Can you wash your car in less than 20 minutes? No. Can you clean out the garage or even finish the laundry? There is not even one thing, not one thing on this to-do list that you can actually do in less than 20 minutes. Why is that so important as I write this down? The reason it's so important is if you set yourself up to fail by putting things on a to-do list that you can't do, look at what's going to happen. Let's say it's Saturday, you actually go and you get the groceries. Great. You actually go and you wash your car and you finish the laundry. You don't make it to the post office, and this is a birthday present for your mom, and so all of a sudden you don't make it to the post office on Saturday before 12, and guess what happens? You had something as simple as mail a package on your to-do list, and when you don't do it, it makes you feel bad. There is real emotion tied up in this. But let's take this one as an example. Clean out the garage. I see it all the time. This is not only a project that's going to take more than 20 minutes. This is what I would call a huge project. And so we take something that's going to take, hours or even days, and we put it on a to-do list. You can't do that. You can't possibly do that. So what has to happen? We've got to have a solution. We have to figure out a way to have a solution. Well, the solution with the to-do list is to begin to recognize that something on your to-do list has to be something you can do. And the problem is when we look at our to-do list, we have things that I would call projects, not things you can take action on. As you look at the 7-Minute Life, this is one of the key areas of learning. I'd like you to write down the word project, and beside it, I want you to write down that a project takes more than 20 minutes to complete. If it's a project, it can't be actually accomplished. The flip side of that, and I'd like you to write this down if you're taking notes, is what we call micro actions. This is the secret to time management. We'll be going into this in a lot more detail in the next video, because this is how you're going to take that to-do list and tame it. Take it from something that's dreaded to something you can actually get done and feel good about. So that's going to be in the next video. But for this video, I want you to write down the word microaction. This is something that is really key to improving your time management, because a microaction takes less than 20 minutes. It's something you can start and finish and completely mark it off your list. A microaction is actually something that you can do, and that's how you begin to follow up and work on your to-do list. So this is a typical to-do list that I might have on Saturday. And so I'd like to take a look at it. So I'm going to grab my pen here. When you create a to-do list, does it look like this? Is this a standard to-do list that you might have? So it's Saturday and you may see, I need to go get groceries, mail the package, wash my car, clean out the garage, and maybe finish a couple of loads of laundry. Very typical of what I'd see. The first question I want you to ask is this to-do list actionable? Are there things on here that are going to take less than 20 minutes? Or is this entire to-do list filled with projects? And of course, when you look at it, you begin to see that there is not a single thing on this list that you can actually do. A to-do list should be filled with things you can actually do. Can you go to the grocery store in less than 20 minutes? You think so. I just need to pick up some milk. But think about that. You leave your office, You park in the grocery store parking lot, you go in, you pick up your milk, you check yourself out, you get back in the parking lot, and then you drive home. That takes like 45 minutes. Can you mail a package in 20 minutes? Absolutely not. You got to look up the address, put it in a package, go get the stamps, take it to the post office. Wash your car? Nope. Clean out the garage. We'll come back to that one. Finish laundry in 20 minutes? No, there is not. Not even one thing on this to-do list that you can do. I want you to start thinking back about that. Why do we hate our to-do list? Because we create this Saturday morning, we head out the door to run errands, we fasten our seatbelt, we put the car in drive, and we leave, and we get some of these things done. We actually do go buy the groceries. We wash our car, and we do finish our laundry. But let's say that we don't get this one done. We don't get mail the package done. It happens to be your mom's birthday, and you're trying to mail a package on time so she'll get it on her birthday. And when you're not able to get the stamps, get the package, put it all together, and go to the post office before it closes on Saturday, this is why it's hard. It's because not getting something done that's important makes you feel bad. It's that emotional pressure, that disappointment that we've let ourselves down. And that really hurts. I mean, there's no doubt. But I want you to take a look at this one. This is so typical of what I see and what I even do to myself. Take a look at this one that you put on your to-do list. Clean out the garage. Can you do that in less than 20 minutes? Of course not. Everything on your to-do list needs to be something you can do. Clean out the garage is not a project. It's like a huge, monumental event that you have to do. So why in the world do we put it on our to-do list? Because remember, to-do lists have to be able to be completed with less than 20 minutes. So let's look at clean out the garage is one thing. Now, this is actually what we would call a major project. So if you had this, it would fall under your major unfinished tasks or your major projects list. You have to kind of recruit people to help you or set aside a couple of days. When you write down clean out to the garage, you can't do it. But what could you do? You could take this project and break it down into smaller steps. Steps that can take less than 20 minutes. And I want you to really see the power of this. What if instead of putting clean out the garage on your to-do list, you said, I'm going to take the paint cans and I'm going to take them to the dump, the city landfill. I'm going to take those paint cans that I can't throw away and I'm going to get rid of them. You can do that. You can at least put them in your car. It may take you longer than 20 minutes to get there, but you can get rid of the paint cans. Or what if you said, I'm just going to hang the tools on the pegboard? You can do that. What if you said, I'm going to just pick up the empty boxes and the trash? You can do that. And what if you just said, one of those days, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to sweep out everything that doesn't belong? Well, there might be 10 or 15 things you have to do, but the beauty of having actions on your to-do list is if you said, look, today I'm going to get rid of the paint cans, and you do it, you feel great. If you say, look, I'm just going to put the tools on the pegboard, or I'm going to pick up the trash, or I'm going to just sweep out what's in there. Getting these check marks, that gets rid of the dreaded to-do list. That is part of how we feel better. And is it important? If you would choose to just do 5 micro actions a day, 5 micro actions a day, the simplest thing, this is where we're starting to get into the 7-minute life. 5 tiny actions a day for 7 days, just for 1 week, you would have taken 35 steps forward toward accomplishing something that you wanted to accomplish. And the 7-minute life, this is a little bit further in, the 7-minute life is based on a 90-day platform. What if over the next 90 days you chose to join us and to really take part in all the things that we're going to do, the webinars, the classes we're going to teach next week, and the days after that and the days after that. If you were to accomplish 5 high-value activities, 5 tiny macro actions that you could accomplish in less than 20 minutes, in 90 days, you would accomplish 450 tasks. Can you imagine what that would do to your productivity and how it would make you feel? But let me close this video with what we call the insanity test. If you could get everything done on that to-do list, everything done, if I could wave some kind of magic wand and at the end of the day today, everything on your to-do list would be completed. My question is, would it have mattered? Would it have made a difference in your life? Having a bottomless to-do list is incredibly painful. Being overwhelmed, living in chaos, disappointing ourselves when we don't get it done. But what if you did get it all done? If you had everything marked off your to-do list, would that be the only thing you needed to do to make your life feel meaningful, to matter? That's where the 7-minute life is different. We're going to help you accomplish all those time management, productivity things that you need to accomplish. But where I think we're different is that we're going to help you reconnect with your priorities and your purpose. These are my priorities. When I work on things, I want them to connect with the things I believe that I hold most valuable, most important. I want to make sure that the actions I take are in alignment with these priorities, with my faith. And I want to look for wisdom. I want to make sure when I get things done, some of those things have to do with my family and love and friendships. I want to make sure that when I save time, I have time for health, nutrition, exercise. I want to make sure I drink enough water. I want to learn and grow. I want to experience freedom and peace and laughter and joy. As a writer, I want to experience all the creativity to look outside, and I want to teach, and I want to feel like I'm making a difference. But I also want order in life, and I want to feel like I have time. And a lot of people, when they're looking at their priorities, they say, "Oh, Allyson, financial security isn't important to me." Well, I think a lot of us need to realize that it's okay to make money doing the things you like. We need jobs. We have to support our people. But the whole point of this video was how to get rid of your dreaded to-do list. Let me recap it for you. We talked about the problems, the pain, the overwhelm, the chaos. We talked about why to-do lists don't work, that they're not actually actionable. They're actually projects that are going to take longer than 20 minutes. In order to do them, you have to put to-dos that you can do less than 20 minutes. And the feeling of getting it marked off your list with a check mark, how important is that? We gave you some ideas, but then we ended with, what if you could get everything done? Would it have mattered in your life? I want you to make sure that you come back for the next video, because we're going to be talking about why it's important for things to matter. In the next video, we're going to focus on what it's going to mean to you to reconnect with your priorities, to rediscover your purpose in life, to find the potential, the excitement, and to make commitments that are meaningful to you. When was the last time you really felt swept away by something, felt that internal drive, the passion? And we want to ask, are you determined to find the clarity, and are you willing to do that with conviction? That's what the 7-minute life is about. I'm Allyson Lewis. I hope that these classes will help you find the time, the productivity, the efficiency to become the person you want to be. It's way more than just what maybe you thought it was going to be like. One of the things I like to say is that life is a journey on. And what we want to have you do is journey on with us. I'm Allyson Lewis. I hope you'll share this video with your friends, that you'll like it, comment on it, and stay tuned for the next video. We are really excited that you're here, and we look forward to seeing you next time.